Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jasmine, and if you are new here, thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it. If you're coming back, it's good to have you back. This is one of 6 videos that I am going to be flipping through of custom bullet journals that I did in 2021 for the year of 2022. If you are interested in a custom bullet journal, I have the link to my Etsy shop in the description box below. If you have questions, if you have comments about this journal, please be sure to leave that down below as well. I love to hear you guys' thoughts. I love to hear what your favorite spread was, what your favorite color scheme was. So leave that down in the comment section. All the supplies that I use to create these journals is listed in the description box below, as well as all of the technology that I use to create this video. So with that, let's get right into it. Okay, so let's get right into it. The journal I used for this custom journal is a Scribbles That Matter A5 Iconic. Right there in the front, you saw that I left space for my friend to write her name and also name her journal if she wanted to. And then here we have the key, if she chooses to use it, and then the index of everything that I put in the journal, all the spreads, what pages they're on. That way she can easily find them. So the journal cover is purple, so one of the main colors that I used here is purple. The future log and all of these yearly setup spreads have purple, gray, and like this goldish yellow. The future log is something that I think is super helpful to have. I actually created this journal before I had my Etsy page set up, and so basically what happened is I told myself I'm gonna post things on Instagram about bullet journals, and the very first person who says I'd love for you to make one of these for me, or gee, I wish I could have one of these made by you, the very first person who comments that, I will make a journal for them and see how it goes. And she was the very first one to do that on my Instagram, and I was like, yay, congrats, I'm gonna make a journal for you. And so I did. So the first 3 months of the year had already passed. This was like mid-March when she had mentioned this, or actually it was the end of February when she mentioned it. It was like mid-March by the time I finished it. So as you saw, January and February just had places to kind of recap. There's not a whole lot of planning going on there. So this friend that I made this journal for, she and I have been friends since we were young. We grew up together in Nashville. Our parents grew up together, and her mother, myself, and my aunt are all a part of the same sorority. And it's funny how friendships change and how they stay the same. We didn't really spend a whole lot of time together while we were growing up until we got older, until we were really at high school and college age, when we really started spending the most time together. And even then, we didn't really talk a lot and do a whole lot of things together, but over the years, we kept in touch on social media, and it's been fun. It's been fun to just kind of grow and watch other people grow, and not necessarily being, in this case with this friend, I'm not necessarily really close to her and how she's grown over these last 10 years. But it's been fun to watch on social media, right? And I would still say if we lived in the same city, I would spend time with her. We would hang out. We would talk about the weather and our dogs and which dog is the best and why, and all of our favorite foods and stuff that we cared about when we were younger. We'll talk about those things. And also I really feel like things that matter to us now, things that we have experienced as adults and things that we have to encounter and deal with now, we would also talk about and bond over those things. So so my friend, she lives up in Baltimore. I've never been to Baltimore. I've never visited. I really want to go sometime, but because of my job, I don't know when I will ever have the chance over the next 3 months, because my travel is pretty much set for the next, 3 months. My travel is pretty much set for the next 4 months. So I don't know when I'll get a chance to visit, but I would love to go visit her. I would love to see Baltimore. I would love to just visit that area and see what all is there, and just kind of have her show me around. That would be super fun. So as we're going through this, I'd love to hear from you guys. What is your favorite time of the year? I have always assumed that it's just always cold in Baltimore and Maryland in general, the Northeast in general. I have assumed that it is just always cold, but I know that's not the case. So wherever you live in the world, what is your favorite season and why? I'll tell you, for me personally, my favorite season is fall. No matter where I've lived in several different states. No matter where I've lived, fall is my favorite because it's warm, but it's not hot, and it's warm, but it's not cold. I don't like being cold. I don't like being too hot, and fall has just the perfect balance of temperature. Also, I think the colors in fall are really pretty. I like watching leaves fall. I like the changing colors of leaves. I really think that is a really, really beautiful transition to watch nature go through. So I really like that. So some of these themes you might have seen in some of my live streams. If you follow me on Twitch, you've seen some of those live streams. If you follow me on Twitter or Instagram, you might have seen some of these pictures. I believe most of these themes were either some that I have done before or brand new, like doing them for the first time. And either way, I have shared the inspiration for all of these themes at some point or another somewhere on the internet. Because I took it upon myself to create this journal, my friend had no real creative involvement, I should say. She didn't say, these are the themes, these are the colors, these are things that I need for the weeks, these are what I need for the month, what I need for the year. I just kind of went off of what I was using at the time, and I said, okay, I'm going to give her all of these things, I'm going to color all of these things, and hopefully she will, find use for them. One of my favorite things about bullet journaling, especially when you do your own, and at this point now in my Etsy shop, you can plan and have as much detail about your journal as you want. When you have the entire creative freedom to have whatever you want in your journal, you only have to have what you want. Something that I have really enjoyed over the last year and a half of bullet journaling is using things that seem fun, that seem helpful, and then later, months or weeks down the line, realizing this is not really helpful, and then taking it out of my journal. And vice versa, finding things that I need, finding things that would be helpful, or things in my life are changing and I need to be able to keep track of other new things in my life now that weren't there last year or 6 months ago. Now I can just add those into the journal. That is my favorite part about this. When I start a journal, the pages are blank, and there is no better feeling than opening up a brand new journal, which, by the way, coming very soon, I will be live streaming on Twitch my new journal for 2022. We're going to do an opening, so I haven't even taken it out of the plastic or out of the box yet. We're going to open that journal, and we are going to start planning for the yearly setup pages and for the month of January. It's going to be a long stream. I am super excited. I still haven't actually decided on my overall theme for the year, but I'm getting close to like having a top 5. So maybe if I can't narrow it down, we'll do a poll in the chat over on Twitch. When we get to that point, we'll do a poll and we'll see what you all think. So if you want to join in the poll, put a comment down below and say poll yes or no, or if you have an idea that you're using or something that you are thinking about using for 2022 in your own journal, I'd love to hear about that as well. So like I mentioned, this is a Scribbles That Matter A5 iconic journal. I'm pretty sure all of the journals in this series are Scribbles That Matter. Some of them are the iconic A5, some of them are the pro version A5. The only difference is the outside cover, really. I mean, the pages are the same, 165 GSM. The page numbers are the same. There's 150 pages per journal. They come with two, gosh, I lost the word. What's the word? Bookmarks. There you go. Thank you. 2 bookmarks, a pen loop on the outside, and a pocket in the very back, as well as the key in the front, the index in the front, and then a pen test page in the back. On this last page where it says "to my friend," I left that blank when I recorded it because that is a special part that is just for her. So after I recorded this, before I mailed it to her, I wrote her a letter about how much I love her and how much I hope she loves her journal. Thanks again for stopping by. Feel free to follow me on Twitter and Instagram at jazzylocks_ so you can see some of these creations as they're in progress. Also, I do live bullet journaling for myself when I create my own spreads for the year or the month or the week. I do that live on twitch.tv/jazzylocks, so feel free to follow me there as well. I don't go live very often, so you'll want to follow Twitter and Instagram to know when I'm gonna go live. Thanks again for checking it out, and I'll see you in the next one.